Hey candle friends, welcome back to the channel. Or if you're new here, hi, I'm Ashley. I'm the owner of Mrs. Frizz & Co., a small batch handcrafted candle business located in Ontario, Canada. On this channel, we talk about everything from making candles and like products to a behind the scenes look at owning your own small handcrafted brand. If that's something that interests you, I would love for you to hit subscribe and come back for the next one. I post new videos every Friday. I'm in deep, guys. I am in the thick of it. The thick of it being market season. I do our farmers market every other weekend, and I am doing one-off markets, once or twice a month. And I am doing this from now. I mean, it's July now, but I will be doing this until December. Okay, not the farmers market because that wraps in October or September, October. But then I get really deep in holiday markets. So anyways, while I am in the thick of things, I wanted to talk to you guys about a few things. I've had people reach out to me asking about markets. I have another video about finding markets, which I will link to, but I just wanted to give you guys a few tips. If you are just getting ready to start markets, I know a lot of people are going to start them, especially in the fall. So let's get ahead of things. And here are my few most helpful how to prepare for your first market tips. Okay, so my first tip is do this or that. Listen, a lot of people will tell you that you never want to run out of product. And while this is true for me, if I am doing a holiday market or a one-off market, anything where, it's like a one weekend only, I don't want to sell out. This could be my only opportunity to see these customers, potential customers, and I want to make sure that I have what they want because I want my sale value to be as high as possible. But if you are doing weekly markets or bi-weekly markets, might I suggest allowing yourself to run out of product every once in a while? It does build some talk around your brand. It, makes people come out a little bit earlier. I've had people come to the market and they get there first thing in the morning and they're buying bread and car fresheners because they know that they're going to sell out. So that works for me in the sense that I'm doing it at markets where I'm going to be returning. So somebody comes, they want a candle. Sadly, I ran out of that one today, but I'm back in 2 weeks. I will put one aside for you. And quite often what will happen too is people will buy something else and then ask you to come back in 2 weeks or whatever it is the next week with that product that they were originally looking for. So don't run out of product, but do run out of product. Either way, it's always a risk if you do take the running out route. But for me, it has always been very rewarding. But I will say, again, that nuance is if it's a one-time market, bring more than you think you're going to need because worst case scenario is you're bringing some product home with you. Okay. My next tip is make sure your space is inviting. I switch up my booths a little bit, in the sense that sometimes I will have a table on the other side, or sometimes I bring a little display stand with me. Make sure you have different levels of candles, product in general. It needs to look interesting. It needs to look inviting. I get a lot of compliments on my setup. I get a lot of compliments on my packaging. Make sure that you are setting things up in a way that is showing off the product. Have candles open so that people can pick them up and smell them. Make sure that when somebody comes into your booth, you are inviting. I always recommend not sitting down when you are doing in-person sales because for me personally, I won't approach you. I find it very uninviting if somebody is seated when they are trying to sell something. I'm always standing up. I'm ready to engage. You walk into my booth, I'm chit-chatting. You really need to put yourself out there in markets, but that's the secondary part of it. The first part is getting somebody to approach you because once you start talking to them, they're going to fall in love with you and it's easy from there. It is that initial getting them to come into the booth, especially at markets. I find people always feel like the vendors are really going to try and sell them something, which funny enough is like not the case. And a lot of vendors at farmers markets are just as happy chatting with you, even if you don't buy something. But people who don't, have small businesses, they don't know this. So I feel like people are always kind of like 10 feet back, and they're going to look at your booth and see like, what are they selling? Is it something I'm kind of interested in before they approach you? So make sure your booth is inviting, make sure people can see what you are selling, and also make sure you say hello to people. If you see somebody looking at your stuff, like, hey, how are you? I always ask people, are you finding good things today? What have you bought? What are you eating? Excuse me, sir, where did you get that drink? Because once you start talking to somebody, they are going to move a little bit closer to your booth. And then there is a great chance that they are going to start touching your products. And that is where a sale begins. Okay, tip number 3 is something I've actually changed my mind on this year. I think it's maybe the economic times that we are in, but I didn't used to post my prices. And this strategy actually worked for me because it was a great way to get people to talk to me. I could always say like, oh, I actually don't post my prices because now you have to engage with me. I was very honest with my customers about why I didn't post prices. But honestly, this year I have found that now I have a price list, and it has made, and it's kind of changed things for me. Earlier in the year, I wasn't posting my price list. I was kicking it the same as I did last year, and people weren't as engaging. People don't have the incomes. The world is so expensive right now that people are spending money on needs a lot more than wants, right? And a candle isn't necessarily a need, even though I think it is. But I mean, my husband would tell you differently. It is important at this time in the world to post your prices, I think, so that there is pure transparency. And the one thing I will say is that I will often offer a discount at in-person markets. $5 off of a candle, or buy 2, save $5. I usually do a promotion on my 3 wicks where typically they would be $30, and at in-person markets, I sell them for $25. Also with my wax melts, which are $6 a piece, in-person markets, I sell them for $20. People love to feel like they're getting a deal. So offering a deal like this and putting it in paper and putting it in front of them where they can see it. A lot of people don't want to ask right now about pricing. And a lot of people still will ask about pricing. I mean, you can have prices clear as day and somebody will still say, how much is this? So, I mean, be prepared for that. But know your pricing, and also know your pricing is not going to be right for everybody. Last weekend, I had a gal ask me about a room spray, and I told her the price, and she said, no. And I was like, okay, well, it's kind of hard not to be offended by that no, but fine, move along, And I had sprayed the room spray on a card, and she loved the smell of it. And I said, well, you just hang on to that card, you can at least smell it for the rest of the day. I was a little insulted, but it is what it is. Times are tough out there, and I understand that. I have 3 little kids. Do you know how much money I spend on yogurt drinks and Bear Paws? Like, I get it, okay? So this was a very long-winded way to say, make sure you're posting your prices and offer a discount if you can, so that people feel like they're getting a deal, because that is important to people right now. And also, I've had lots of people who will purchase from me in person and then purchase from my website later down the road. So it's not necessarily like you are going to be using this deal forever. It is a good way to get somebody to want to be a return customer for you, though. Guys, I also just wanted to say that markets get easier the more that you do them. So if it's your first market, you're probably not going to be an expert, but that's okay. As long as you are friendly and approachable and you have something to sell and your space looks inviting, and you tell people what the prices of your products are, you are going to do great. Okay. So I just want to let you know that I'm so excited for you to be doing your first market, and know that it gets so much easier. Something about selling in person just is a different vibe, and it is so beneficial in so many ways. And I mean, I touch on it in all my videos, but I love in-person selling, and I am not a salesperson. Okay. So have fun, relax, and drop me a line and tell me all about it. Well, that is all I have for today, guys. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please hit like and subscribe. All the YouTube things that we like to see. Also, make sure you're following me on Instagram. I am doing a thing right now where I am recycling my content from this video where I said we were going to start by taking 4 pictures of 4 products, and that was going to be our month's worth of content. I can't see into the future, so I don't know if I've been. So you are going to want to watch that video and then come see what I've been doing and do it yourself. I want to look at your Instagrams and see your recycled content, because we have lives and children and all the things, and we don't have time to be making all the content. So that's that. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great week. Bye, candle friends.